In Rocket League, there is one thing that determines who wins and who loses any individual game. And that thing is how both teams handle the opportunities presented to them, both on offense and on defense. And if you want to find yourself on the winning end of things more often, there are 3 things you need to be able to do. You need to be able to identify the opportunities when they do present themselves. You need to be able to capitalize on your opportunities, and you need to be able to deny the opportunities of your opponents when they do come at you. In today's video, we'll be showcasing exactly how big of a difference this can make as we see what happens when one team capitalizes on their opportunities and the other simply doesn't. Now, the game we'll be looking at today is actually quite an interesting one, because you can see here that we've lost this one 0-3, and now, just hearing that score, you would probably think, well, that team that lost surely got just flat out outplayed. It's very hard to lose that badly if you're not, just the worst team. But that doesn't actually tell the whole story. I don't doubt that the other team was better, but one thing is for sure, they were significantly better at capitalizing on their opportunities than we were. And if you real quickly take a glance down at the timeline, you can see just a massive number of saves coming out from the blue squad here, and not a whole lot coming out from the orange squad. Now, seeing this timeline tells me one of 2 things. Either A, the defense for the blue team was very, very good in this game, or the shot quality from the orange team was subpar. And based on the fact that this entire video is about capitalizing on your opportunities, I'll let you deduce which one you think it is as we get on into this. So starting off here, we're going to have our first little series of missed opportunities, and we'll kind of play through this so you guys can see everything that's going on, and then we'll kind of talk back through it. So we already had one shot that was very easily saved. Here's another one set up off the backboard, and we just kind of lob it lightly towards the defense, allowing them to clear it out. Luckily, we do bring it back on in. Another ball coming around the side. We're going to go ahead and get this touch off the backboard. Shot coming in, and again, it's fairly weak. So let's just talk through this entire sequence, going back to this first moment here. So we have the ball coming off the sidewall. Now, looking at the position of the defense, we absolutely could look for a more controlled play here. Yes, we're on fairly low boost, but we do have a good bit of space available to us. Now, I'm not opposed to necessarily taking the first time shot, as long as we're actually doing something with it, because there is open space available here, mainly if we look up high on the backboard. If we get a good enough touch up to that area, it's going to be really difficult for this guy to defend, and Melon here is rotating back on 0 boost. So if we do play this ball into a very difficult spot for the defense, we can then either go for this bump, or in fact just rotate out and allow our third man into the play to hopefully clean up this backboard bounce. So I believe in this situation we do a very good job of identifying the opportunity. However, we do not do anything with it. We do not capitalize on it at all. We just hit the ball fairly lightly to the opponents, and they're able to easily clean it off their backboard. Now, offense isn't over yet. We're going to grab this boost. Teammate is going to keep the ball in. We have our second opportunity right here. We have a very nice structure set up on our team. We have a passing option available. We have a third man ready to follow up. Our structure looks good at this point for us to be able to put on a pretty threatening opportunity. And again, we're going to recognize the opportunity because we see this ball go off the backboard. And now, opportunity immediately recognized, right? We only have one opponent sitting back in net. We have one opponent awkward on the backboard, and the third is going to be rotating back out of the corner. So definite opportunity to do something with this ball, but then again, we do absolutely nothing with it as we jump up here. Because of how slow our car's moving and how slow the ball is moving, it's pretty unlikely that we're going to be able to put any kind of threatening shot on target. So from this spot, I believe we have 2 options. Option number 1 is we can look to the backboard and hopefully manage our boost well enough to be able to get back up to it, and at the very least with that play, we force the player rotating back in from the corner to possibly just clear the ball out, maybe allowing our other teammate to circle back in. The other option that I think we do have that is probably not thought about a whole lot in this situation is just recognizing, like, there's not a whole lot of great places to play the ball, especially with our limited boost and this player rotating back. So there also would be nothing wrong with looking for the space that's available and possibly setting ourselves up for a better opportunity. And by that, I mean our teammate is over here rotating to the mid boost, so we could absolutely just angle our car and drop the ball over to this area here, allow teammate to get the boost, then pick the ball back up. Now we have, you know, their half probably starved because either CJ gets this boost or we get that boost on a recovery. We have a very good setup to prolong our offensive trip here, but instead we just go for whatever this is. We just get whatever touch we can, and it's just not a good one. It's too easy for the defense to clean up, and again, that's another opportunity that we do recognize. We do see the good position we're in, we just don't do anything with it. So that's 2 back-to-back, and we're gonna in fact have a third here as this ball again. We have a very nice setup. Once again, the pass coming across, second man gonna go in and play it, and third man ready to follow it up. This is 2 times in a row now we've had this structure set up, and it's gonna be the second time in a row that we don't capitalize on it, because our first 2 steps are great, and then the last step, albeit very, very difficult for CJ. I don't think he has a great opportunity here, but it is an opportunity that you need to capitalize on if you want to reach a higher level of gameplay. Because looking at the position of the defense here, this guy's sat flat-footed on the back post. This dude's pre-jump, so if we can get a decent enough shot underneath this guy with a flip, there is every possibility that we can beat this guy to the near post and get ourselves a goal, or at least force a very, very difficult save that, again, will prevent the defense from being able to restructure themselves in such an organized manner. But instead, we kind of just tap it forward. Again, that's probably the most difficult situation that we've seen. The other 2 leading up to this were definitely easier to create great opportunities. That one was probably only about a half chance, but still one that you would like to see us capitalize on, and in that situation, we just simply don't. We're going to see one more flurry of opportunities here that we failed to capitalize on before we take a look at how our opponents are able to close out this game by simply capitalizing on the opportunities that we more or less hand to them in our failure to capitalize on ours. So right here, ball coming off the sidewall, we are again going to recognize the opportunity for space. All we need to do is see all the space we got to work with, so we again identify the opportunity. That's step 1 completed. Now we simply need to capitalize on it. We need to make something out of this play. It might not be a goal necessarily, but we need to put our team in a good position, and if the opportunity for a shot does present itself, we simply need to do as much as possible to capitalize on that opportunity. So as we move this forward, we pick up the ball, down the field we go, we get over the top of one, we double it off the backboard, and again, shot unfortunately leaves a bit to be desired, but don't you worry, we're gonna have our own share coming forward of just not capitalizing. Again, just not getting the reset, unfortunately. Possible open net here. Teammate coming across the ball, again, light on target, and it's just gonna be completely cleared down the field. So, again, some of these are granted definitely have chances that we maybe should or should not capitalize on most times, but we're gonna break it down anyway. So the ball in the air, we get this one over the top. Again, we're structured up perfectly. We have this drawn up perfectly. It's exactly what you want to see. Ball off the backboard, teammate prepared to move on in for this shot opportunity, and unfortunately, it's just one of those days where you get the free ball and you see it and your eyes kind of get wide, and then you just don't put the shot on target as well as you need to, because looking at this, it is definitely a very, very vulnerable net. So again, we identify the fact that, yeah, we need to shoot this ball. The problem is we don't execute to a high enough level with this one, and we kind of just, again, get a little bit above the ball, and rather than flying through the ball here and putting on a massive amount of power towards this part of the net, or even, granted, like down here, where this person is going to come flying across this way, we just kind of tap it roughly in the direction of the net without any kind of pace. And unfortunately, that allows the opponent time to react to it, allows them to get to the save, and we're, again, not able to capitalize on a very, very good opportunity for us. Then around we go again, teammate looking like he got the reset. Even in comms at this point, I thought for sure CJ was about to pull out something special, either to be able to get the ball to me or put the ball on target himself. Unfortunately, he just never got the reset. And that means that despite this ball literally bouncing on the goal line, we just don't have any ability to capitalize on it because unexpectedly the reset did not come out. But again, that's an opportunity that is missed, an opportunity that we should have been able to capitalize on, and one that we kind of let the opponents off the hook of and allow them to again clear the ball out without much issue. Again, our structure is still looking very good. We're just maintaining offensive pressure here until this point when again, slightly subpar touch gives the ball away to the opponents, and then you have me just trying to keep the pressure on. Probably a bit of an aggressive dive for sure. Maybe if I wait a little bit longer, they try to control the ball. Maybe they don't try to rush it down the field and we can get a more favorable challenge. But in jumping like this, they just clear it right over us. And it's right back into our half. And just like that, the opportunities that were available to us have gone away. And we have absolutely nothing to show for it. And then this last sequence is going to be the real heartbreaker, as we again have a great opportunity that we fail to capitalize on and then immediately get counterattacked for it. Yeah, that wasn't great. That wasn't great. So this is what I mean by the entire team being involved in this, because obviously, like, we've all had moments here where we've had opportunities that we just haven't done enough with. I'm trying to avoid the demo here. That's why we move so far forward, but the smarter play is just to hit the brakes, jump, maybe do, you know, a circle around. I can't get this close to the net, because once I'm this close to the net, I have zero ability to react to this ball as it comes across. And if it's not like perfectly rolling along the ground, which it probably won't be based on, you know, where it is, I'm going to have a lot of trouble getting up to this in time. And I'm making it very, very difficult for myself to get any kind of good thing out of this because of the positioning. And you can see we're just not ready. Ball off the backboard puts my teammate in a pretty terrible spot. He does get the boost trying to limit the danger of this counterattack. But because both myself and my teammate wrists are so slow out of this play because of simply how hard we committed for it, we just can't get back. And that's exactly what happens. That's probably the pinnacle moment of when you commit for an opportunity that you should be able to score and you miss it. If you do that, you 100% deserve to be counterattacked and scored on because you had the opportunity and you didn't capitalize. Your opponents see that, you're kind of handing them a free opportunity of their own, and they more than likely will be able to capitalize on it on the other end of the field. So now let's look at this from a different perspective and see how our opponents actually do capitalize on the opportunities available to them, as we see this goal come out here, and you can just see the difference in the shot power, the shot placement. It's actually a pretty similar setup to one we had earlier, where we absolutely could have gone for a hard shot to the near post. And you can see they're just using their vision here, right? So they're in the air. They know they don't have access to a flip, but all they're probably doing is they know their teammate's right over here. They're reading this jump. So the second they see me go into the air, they know I don't have a whole lot of free lateral movement, especially because my eyes are going to be on challenging this player here and probably protecting the net. Because they know that, and because they can also see CJ rotating towards the back post, they know they have open space here. So as soon as they see this jump into the air, they know that all they need to do is play the ball around me, drop it into a favorable spot where their teammate can run onto it, and it's going to make CJ's life almost impossible, because if he rotates to the back post, it's going to be really difficult for him to cover all the way across for a shot that comes into this area with a lot of pace on it from realistically not that far away. And this is the difference that a solid shot can make, because we have all these same opportunities. We had an opportunity basically exactly like this, but we did not put this kind of shot on target. And that's the difference. And that's exactly why we lose a game like this 3-0, even though we had quite a bit of pressure throughout. We didn't capitalize on our opportunities, and our opponents simply did. I really do hope that this demonstrates to you guys just how important capitalizing on your opportunities are. It's often been said that if you simply capitalized on every opportunity that you had available to you, you'd probably be SSL. But all you need to remember in your own games is that you need to make the most of every opportunity that you get. Now, this doesn't mean that you should go try to force things when there isn't any actual opportunity there, but it does mean that you need to have your eyes open around the field so that you can see all the opportunities that are available to you. And when you do recognize an opportunity, you need to capitalize on it to the best of your ability. Of course, thank you everybody so much for watching. I really do appreciate each and every one of you who made it to this point in the video, and I do hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, make sure you click that subscribe button right down below, so you make sure you don't miss any future Rocket League content. Additionally, if you'd like to be a bit more involved in the community we're building here, feel free to check out my Discord, which I'll have linked down in the description. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. See you later, guys.